So for lesson 2, we're going to go over our drawing tools for SketchUp. And the best place to begin with this would probably be just our simple line tool. So right here at the top left, you get that pencil. And if you actually click that right arrow, you could toggle between line or freehand. We'll talk freehand shortly here. I don't use it very often, but line I do use quite a bit. So if you click on that line, and the keyboard shortcut for that is L. So you can use L to, and that should be the default for the line tool. But how that works is you've got, again, we've got to look back to our access lines. We've got the green line, going out this way. We've got the red line going out this way. And then we've got the blue line, which is our vertical line going, up and down. But we got to find a first point to draw from, and might as well just start from the axis right here. So we're going to take our pencil, left click it once, and we're going to take it all the way out, on the green line, and we're going to take that out, let's say 50 feet. So I'll just type in 50 apostrophe enter, and that gives me a 50-foot line going this way. And now we want to go, let's say 50 feet on the red axis line here. We're going to take this 50 feet, apostrophe enter. And then if we wanted to bring it back to home to create a face, we can just click it right there, and that's our first face that we've created. To make sure that you're drawing on those access lines, you can control the way you're drawing. So sometimes when you're in open space like this, you're just like, am I drawing it straight? Am I drawing up? If you want to go up, what you got to look for, and I'll do it off of this axis so you can see it better, but you want to make sure you see that blue line right there. That tells you that you're drawing, vertically. Otherwise, if you just put it out thinking like, okay, I'm drawing forward or up and down vertically, I just click my second point. Actually, SketchUp is getting better. It actually did go, north and south, I guess. But what's happened in the past is, if let's say you think you're drawing it straight out, really what's happening is you're drawing it, oh, that's not too bad either, but like all the way out here, and you thought that line was actually going up and down, but you're not really doing it. So anyway, SketchUp is getting better, a little bit more intuitive about, where those lines are being placed in the space. But it's good to know that. The freehand tool, yeah, so I don't really use that too often, but here's freehand. You can just click it, left click once, and then just drag your mouse, and then, create a line. And it's all flat right there. So you can left click again, and then actually just get it close, and then it'll, snap to and create a face for you. I don't really use it. I guess the only circumstance that I probably would is if there's any just little bit of detail that you need to do, or maybe like even steppers, if you just want to do something like that. Oh, that didn't even connect it, but yeah, you could connect it that way. So yeah, you could do something along those lines, and that's actually not too bad. And that would be for freehand right there. I'm just going to erase that, get that out of the way. So that's the line tool. There is another extension out there that has been really helpful, called Draw Along. And I've got an example here of kind of how that works. So basically, when you've got these curved, slopes, it's really hard to, take your pencil tool and connect the dots here, because sometimes what happens, yeah, you see that, it kind of goes in to the space. You're not always going to necessarily always hit it on the head and be able to create a new face here. So there is an extension that can help for that, and that is going to be under a plugin that we got to get another extension for, but trust me, this one extension will allow you to get other extensions. So what it is called the extension store. And you can find that if you go to Google, and just type in Sketchucation extension store. You'll come up with this extension store, plugin store download. So all you got to do is just get to that Sketchucation Tools 2.0, download it. the extension store. There's a little download button here. This is the Sketchucation.com website. It's free to join, and then you can download certain extensions that you're not going to be able to find on the extension warehouse. So this one is made by a guy called Fredo, and he does some really awesome extensions. And what we're going to be downloading is something called Fredo 6. So when you find it, so what happens is once you download that extension store that we're looking at, you're going to get this little box right here. Extension store, Sketchucation, plugins manager. But all we're looking for is the extension store. Left click it and just go ahead and search with that little search button and type in Fredo. Hit enter. And we're looking for Fredo tools. And you're just going to go ahead and download that. He's got a lot of other ones, Fredo Scale, which we'll get into. It's a great extension. But Fredo Tools is what we're going to be using. And you just want to download that. And once you get it all kind of figured out in your extension SketchUp deal here. So I've got it under, Fredo 6 Tools, I believe it's what it's called. So yeah, it gives you basically this little single button, which is great. But when you click on it, it'll give you even more tools that you can use all the way through here. So the ones that I use the most are probably Draw Along and Through Paint. Through Paint is amazing. I've actually even set up a shortcut for that. But Draw Along is great because if you click on Draw Along, it's going to allow you to, finish the dots on this like curved deal here. So, or connect the lines essentially. So if we select and we get into here, we go to Fredo, we go to Draw Along, and I don't remember exactly where that was. Let me select out of here for a second. Okay, so here are lines over here. Yeah, there's a line, there's our line, Fredo, we'll go to Draw Along, and what we can do is just connect our line all the way over here. Escape out of that, and there we go. Now we can get back into our group, and that did not work. Where did we miss? So let's escape out. Try that again. Sometimes with this Draw Along, you kind of have to move in small increments. Because it's on a curve like this. So yeah, I guess if we just went straight to it, it's not quite meshing with this face. So, just try it in smaller increments first. And we're going to click that. I don't know if that did it or not, but let's just try it. Oh, okay, I did. So yeah, it creates a face on sloped surfaces. And that is super helpful when you need to just draw something in quick. I don't recommend it for doing, large areas. I guess what I would use it for would be like a walkway or, a planting bed. If you want to try to, create a planting bed on a slope surface, that would be the way to do it. But with that Draw Along, you can kind of close faces like that, and that really helps a lot to do that. So super powerful tool. Fredo's awesome. Definitely recommend that. And we will kind of get into arcs and maybe some rectangles next. Okay, thanks.